What is up, Tube users, and welcome back to another episode of Fantastically Fun Games for $15. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite games of all time, Fallout New Vegas. This game is just about 13 years old now, and I still think it holds up very well against modern games today. And for only $10, it is an absolute steal and a must have for anyone who enjoys RPGs. I feel like this game is also a good starting point for people that want to get into the Fallout series. I think Fallout 3 doesn't stand up quite as well as New Vegas does, and for that case, I just think that Fallout New Vegas is a great starting point for the series. Obviously, Fallout 3 is a great game, and it's also one of my favorite games of all time, and Fallout 4 is probably the best modern Fallout game there is today, and probably the best one of this series, to be honest. But Fallout New Vegas just hits the right points, and for $10, I mean, you really can't go wrong playing this game. And I think what Fallout New Vegas does so well compared to Fallout 3 or Fallout 4 is the storytelling aspect. It has such a great story with multiple different endings depending on which factions you align with. It just makes replayability so much fun and so unique compared to the other Fallout games. And I think just the start of the story of Fallout New Vegas just encapsulates you more than any of the other ones. I mean, Fallout 3, you kind of go through the childhood and it's kind of slow paced starting out. And Fallout 4, it's, I guess, a little bit faster paced where you kind of see a whole bunch of stuff. I won't spoil anything about Fallout 4, but Fallout New Vegas, starting out, you're basically dead and brought back to life, and then you have to go track down your killer. Basically, it's really interesting and really gripping just from the get-go. And I think what New Vegas does so well is it knocks all the boxes for what you want in a Fallout game. I think Fallout 3 definitely set the standard for this new coming of age for the Fallout series, and New Vegas just hit all of the correct boxes and improved upon just about every aspect of the game. I mean, there's a few things that I think are a little bit overdone and not as enjoyable, but it definitely doesn't outweigh the things that are great about this game. And the modding community for this game. I mean, I think Fallout 3 does have some modding around it, and obviously Fallout 4 has a whole workshop and is really accessible to mods, but Fallout New Vegas kind of started that trend. And although it is difficult to try and get like a bunch of mods working for the game, once you get it working and get it going, it is so fun to play with mods as well. Let's go into what I think are improvements to the game from Fallout 3. I think the first one, and probably the most major, is just the fact that you can aim down sights with weapons now, which makes them more accurate. I don't know why that little mechanic is so much better, but it just feels right compared to Fallout 3, where you kind of just zoom in with guns and it's not like 100% accurate. In fact, it's pretty inaccurate. Just the fact that you can aim down sights and shoot accurately in this game makes it so much better. And obviously the storytelling in this game is just spot on. I mean, storytelling in all the Fallout games is great, but like right here, this is the opening cutscene, and it is just so good and so gripping, and it gets you right into the action of the game, which is so brilliant. Another thing I love about this game is the health system. In Fallout 3, like, all health was basically instant, which kind of made it pretty easy to get through anything as long as you had healing equipment with you. But in New Vegas, everything except for your stim packs are heal over times, which just makes things a little bit more challenging. You definitely have to plan stuff out in that case. But just like that little bit alone just makes it so much more enjoyable compared to Fallout 3. And I think another thing that's so great about New Vegas is every single place feels unique and interesting to explore. I feel like in Fallout 3, you're in Washington, D.C., and a lot of stuff is just compacted together and really close, so it's like you're not really exploring all that much out in the open world. But in this game, I feel like with the oasis and desert that you're playing in, just finding these little landmarks here and there and exploring like what has gone down in these areas just is so interesting and so captivating. Another thing I love about Fallout New Vegas is the soundtrack in this game. I love listening to the old timey radios. I'm not playing it here just for DMCA reasons, but just hearing like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and all those guys really just brings back that old nostalgia feel, and it's really fun to listen to while playing this game. And I do feel like the multiple endings in this game makes it just interesting enough that you want to play through the story again. I felt like with Fallout 3, yeah, there's some differences that you can do to change up how the story ends, but for the most part, everything kind of stays linear. I feel like with Fallout New Vegas, especially, there's a bunch of different ways that the story can branch out depending on which factions you align with, which just unlocks new quests, new stories to explore and stuff. So I really like how Fallout New Vegas quest pathing, I guess, is played out through the game. Now let's talk about some of the things that I dislike about this game. I think starting off, one of my biggest dislikes is magazines in this game. In Fallout 3, when you found a magazine, you would permanently learn a new skill for whatever that magazine has for a skill. But in Fallout New Vegas, it's only temporary skills, which can help for like speech and stuff and barters and whatnot. But it only being temporary doesn't feel right, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it just kind of takes you out of the game a little bit. Another thing that's kind of hard, and I think it's probably fixed with mods. I haven't really delved too deep into modding with New Vegas, but the crafting system is very confusing, I feel. Like, for example, there's just so many different types of bullets that you can use and craft. It's really interesting. I mean, like, you have your hollow point, you have explosive bullets, you have all these different types of ammo that you can build and create, but it just kind of makes it so complex, and to try and find all the right crafting materials for stuff can be a real pain. And maybe it's just because I'm used to Fallout 4's crafting system, which I think really upgraded the crafting part of this game. It just makes it so much more difficult to come back to New Vegas and try and craft different things, like something simple like stim packs, which is kind of like a thing that you need in the game and can be crafted, can be really difficult to just try and find the materials that you need. But other than that, I really don't have any more complaints, and I think the good definitely outweighs the bad in this game. So, I mean, and especially for $10, this game is just so good. It has so much content to play through. The DLCs in this game are so good. I think each of them is like $5 now, and it really adds a whole lot of really great content. I feel like actually Fallout New Vegas's DLCs are probably the best DLCs in the entire Fallout franchise. I mean, I think Sierra Madre Casino was probably one of my favorite, most nostalgic DLCs that I've ever played through. Old World Blues, where you go fight aliens and stuff and have all these unique weapons, is also really great. And I forget the other one, but going to the Zion National Park was such a cool experience, especially having gone there in real life, just seeing how well done it is in this game. And I think another great thing about this game is the world building aspect of New Vegas. I mean, each different place you go to has a unique story to it and can have some unique quest lines that are totally different from one another. It's not like repeating the same things of just like go kill. I mean, there's a lot of go kill stuff, but each of them feels totally unique. And I just love seeing the great big lights of New Vegas off in the distance when you're starting out. And yeah, you could walk there on foot if you're lucky, but typically it's a pretty tough journey just if you're trying to beeline it for New Vegas. So finding your way, scavenging around to try and get to New Vegas is a really fun experience, especially for the first time. And all the little mini games too in Fallout New Vegas. Like, I mean, once you hit New Vegas itself, like being able to play like blackjack and roulette and stuff like that, and the card caravan game that you can play with a lot of NPCs in the game, and you can find cards for your caravan deck, just scattered throughout the world, is really fun. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about how great this game is. So definitely, if you haven't played it before, go buy Fallout New Vegas. It's super cheap, and I think it even on Xbox, it's on the Game Pass. So definitely play it if you've never played it and enjoy the experience. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like if you liked. Comment any other fantastically fun games for $15 you want me to review. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.